Yes, we're still on the seat. Yes, we're back on the Suzuki trail. Welcome back. And the adhesive is set, and we're just working out, we're just exploring, so you can see all the staples. We're just exploring this rear end and what that's going to look like. Probably not like that, just a couple of tacks either side, just to see what it might look like. So that's where we're at with that. And we've blacked up the handlebar mount, yoke, doofer. Still don't know what I'm going to do in that middle bit. Yeah. And there's that tidied up a little bit too. Yes, so we have a relatively smooth edge. Obviously it needs a little bit more finishing. But thanks to Mr. Kawasaki, it's looking a lot more like the edge of the fuel tank. No, we haven't forgotten about the Honda, we're just trying to. I love this colour. It's so cool. I'm going to be using that again. And finally, I think the tank is ready. As you can see, we have space in the garage again. Yes, because the Bel Air's outside, because Ron's been fitting the second AC unit, and it's a big mofo. And yeah, so the bottom line of that is recycling. Because look at these. This was off the old furnace or boiler, and that could make a really nice panel, right? Not that bit, but both those bits. I mean, they're just crying out to be reused. We're recycling. Never mind all that sheet metal, galvanized and not galvanized, and yeah. So I mean, it's just old metal, and rather than send it down to recycling, God knows what they do with it, I'm going to recycle it, rather than spending 20 bucks a time on a piece about that big. You can call me tight, or you can call me environmentally responsible, I don't care. And nor do you. You want to know what's going on with the Suzuki. We are taped up, ready for Bondo. Whilst I'm in painting and tidying up mode generally, I have decided to paint this same colour as the tail and tank. And just in case you never come across one of these castle bolts, it's basically a cotter pin there, or a split pin, and you bend the bottom end of those flat to each other, and then it pulls out the top there, just like that. So the idea is, obviously the pin goes through the bolt, and the little turrets on the nut, hence castle nut, holds it in, it stops it from turning. So it's like a lock nut effectively. Funny actually, the other day when I was rearranging my nuts into my new nut drawer, I came across one which I recognised was from the back axle of my Yamaha Fizzy. Yeah. See, I keep everything. That's been in there for 40 bloody years. And generally they're used on kind of a nut situation where you don't want it too tight, because this has got to bounce up and down a little bit, flex a little bit with the suspension. But at the same time, of course, you don't really want it coming off. So yeah, I mean, they weren't tight at all, and that's the reason that you just snug them up and put the pin through to lock them in place, rather than cranking them up to 50 pounds a foot taut or whatever. So that's all sanded down and on my highly sophisticated spraying thing for things of this shape. Yes, so I'm going to take it outside, spray it, bring it in with that, and bring it in and hang it up somewhere. Job done. Lovely jubbly. Love that colour. Did I say that already? Trouble is, I'm going to need at least another can, if not two, to do the tank, so I've got to find it again. And it was the last can on the shelf at the particular O'Reilly's in Mesa. So, And yes, I spoke too soon on the tank in terms of painting it. It was close, but not close enough. So one more round of filler. Tedious, isn't it? See, that's why that 45 buck tank on the Honda is remarkable. So I'm going to paint it anyway. And there we have another one. Yes, so I'm just about to take the front wheel off because I've got the tyre. So I'm going to take it down to Chris, get it mounted, and yeah, mounted, fitted. That's kind of cool. What was that, a sea lion? Nope, I guess it's a Cobra. Yes. Yeah, well. Anyway, nice tyre, if you like that sort of thing. Avon, so it's good quality. We are hanging in the balance. And I've taken a bit of a gamble. I've gone for one of these. Look at the dimensions. 4.5 by 3.5 by 1.5. So it's only, I mean, yeah, wow, cool. Slim Jim. We'll see. I don't think it's going to have enough spunk myself, but there we go. There we go. Much better. And there it is in place. And yeah, so I've just snugged those up. I don't know if you can see, but there's a hole for the split pin. So they're just snug tight, nothing more than that. Same in the back here. And there's the pin halfway in. So I'm just going to push that in and then splay it out, and bingo, job done. Nice. I saved one of the originals, but the other one was a bit mangled, so luckily I got some. That's good. We have extended 8mm bolts, and we have countersunk for good reason. Oh, I didn't want any bolts poking up through the seat into the cushion. So I'll just need to drill those out a little on the top surface so that they sit nice and flush. At the moment it's adorning the Chevrolet V8. I also got some Velcro fasteners, fireproof apparently, or fire resistant. Yes, to fit the seat to the seat, i.e. the pad to the base. And today I bought myself a little handbag. Yeah. Well, it's a Dremel kind of thing. It's not a Dremel. And yes, I went for a cheaper one again. Probably regret it. But anyway, it's a Tiswas. Tills wool. Yes. Cool. For all those fiddle-ass little jobs that you just need something to get in there with. And a bunch of crappy bits that I probably won't ever use. And batteries. What are the batteries for? Batteries are included. Okay. Talking of tedious. Well, I primed it again and I couldn't resist because I had like half a can left and I actually ran out before it finished. But yeah, there it is, blue. Still not sure it's 100% done. I need to look at it in angled light. There's still definitely some patches that need sorting out. This has been a long and tedious job. You can see that there, right? Yeah. Wow. Oh, on a different note, this turned up today. Yes, the super small battery. And just as a scale point of view, yeah, super small. I don't think this is going to do the job. It'd be amazing if it does, but I really don't think so. It might be useful for testing stuff. I have no idea whether it's got any charge. Let's find out. Well, I guess the answer to that is yes. So that's a good start. I suppose I could connect it up. I don't think I'm ready to at the moment. Certainly not ready to start the Suzuki. So, yeah, let's see whether it fits. Well, we know it's going to fit because there's plenty of room for a much bigger battery. But let's see how it fits and what it enables us to do. Yeah, how about that? Don't need a bulge at all. Well, it'll be a useful experiment because if we can get away with this, it's extraordinarily small. And it means on other bikes we can like sneak it under the seat, you know, because it would fit in that seat tray if there was room, but there isn't. But you can see what I mean. So it's an interesting experiment, and we shall see if it's man enough. I'm really looking at it. I don't think it will, but you never know. Anyway, time to finish up this puppy. I've filled in those big gaping gaps at the front with the aid of some masking tape to provide a floor, as you can see. Yes, and we need to drill these out, well, at least the top half, just a little bit to enable the countersunk to sit perfectly flush, which we'll need one of these boys. I think we'll go for the big one. Yeah. We'll just slot that in there and drill down. Flare it out as quickly as possible without going too deep. Not 100% flush, but good enough. That's perfect. And I don't know if I filmed this, but I bought some spacers, didn't I? Yes. No bloody good whatsoever. So I think we might be using these, because they kind of work. It's just really as a support, rather than the bolt taking the whole weight, etc. So I think we'll be using these if they're long enough. Which of course I had already, so I didn't need to order anything, but there you go. And while we're on the seat, I think I'm going to try and finish this off as best I can. I'm going to be cutting out some bits and pieces, obviously. Don't need big flappy bits, but also need to work out the best way to do these corners without cutting it too fine like I did on the Augusta, because we don't want any splits showing on the outside. So, always tricky. Not the best job, and I don't profess to be an upholsterer by any shape or form, but it ain't bad. I've seen worse, including stuff I've paid for. So yeah, I'm just gonna tidy it up a little bit more, a few more staples where I think they're needed, and then we'll explore the Velcro pads. Well, that's not bad at all. Very sexy colour. Well, colour combo. I think I've said that before, haven't I? Yes. Oh, by the way, this. Yes, I've flown in that. Amazing. Well, that's another story, and that'll be in my trains, planes and automobiles episode, which won't ever happen because I can't think of any trains of any significance. And the sharper-eyed among you may have noticed that I removed that original 1980 piece of rubber, which the back of the tank sits on over here. There. And it just so happened that the other day I was cleaning out again, and I found this little bit of padding in a lovely little box with some Ponzi tyre valves for the Maserati, valve caps, and I thought that might come in handy. Look at that. It's pretty much the same size, just need to trim a little bit off, and bingo, we have a modern equivalent. Just so happens that's the exact same width as the ruler, so that'll be nice and easy to translate to that. Just slice that bit off. Easy peasy. Quite possibly the most uninteresting part of a motorcycle restoration you've ever come across, or customization, whatever. Anyway, there you go. And we're replacing those leaky brake lines that you can see, yeah, further deterioration. With, I hope this works. It was some tubing that I bought actually for that little Honda I had, and I think it's good for fuel and stuff, so we'll see. So yes, both on the Yamaha and the Suzuki we are replacing those supplied brake tubes, which clearly aren't. Some clarification from Chris on this fuse situation. This fuse situation as opposed to that one, or actually that one as well. So apparently it's common, and it was the case on the R6, that the main fuse, the 30 amp, is separate from the others. But there is no reason that I can't bring it into this fuse box. So I may well end up doing that, but I think for the initial restart I'm going to leave it as is and just secure that somewhere using its earth, boy on the right there, against the frame somewhere, so it's got a good earth. We're all bolted up as it was, and just see that everything works before I try and do anything clever. Anyway, we have our 30 amp fuse in place in readiness, which narrows this down to one spare, which I've chosen to use 15, but maybe I need to carry a couple, I don't know. So I'm going to put that back together, and then I'm going to see test fit the seat, I think. But before I do that, I need to put the front wheel back on again, and it's still got the same tyre on it. Yes, because I'm an idiot, and this is the wrong bloody size by quite a long way, which I should have been able to tell when it turned up. Yes. So, alright, we're back on two wheels, and this is now free to do other things like the Honda and Jigsaw front end. Anyway, so this is all good, and the next thing to do will be... What is the next thing to do? I've lost track already. Too many projects, too many things. Oh, yes, I was going to test fit the seat, wasn't I? Let's do that. There we go, 2 bolts in place, and I don't think we even need the front one, honestly. The angle might change because I'm probably going to cut the lock off and the old seat hinge on that side. So I don't even know if we need the front one, but let's see if it lines up. That'll be a bloody miracle. Well, it does. How about that? Okay, amazing. So what I should have done is put the tank on first. It'll probably be alright. Okay, stage 2 of test fit, number 342. Yeah, I should have done that first. Anyway, I think we're getting the idea. That's such a cool colour. I've said that before, haven't I? Wow. Yeah, speechless. It looks really good, doesn't it? Does it? Yeah, all the red little bits, and actually that's really nice. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, cool. It is really coming together nicely. I like that. I'm contemplating some kind of strap across here. Even though I stuck it all down and whatever, it's kind of creasing in different places. So a strap might, A, it'll look good, and B, just kind of tidy that up a little, I think. Yeah. Yeah, stickers. Yeah, it's not even remotely finished, as you can see. But I'm just looking at this, and I don't know how much more filling and sanding I have the energy to do. So I'm thinking what I might do is get some kind of carbon or something, some kind of padded stickery type thing like we did for the R6 handlebars there, and cover that whole area, or just any old sticker, honestly. Sticky back plastic, Blue Peter job, yes. Something like that, I'm thinking. I just haven't got the energy to do the sanding and filling and sanding, because I've still got to do it over here. Look at that. That's a ridge left over from Jolene, or whatever her name was, Josephine. Not tonight. Anyway, on that note, I think we'll call it a day. And thank you for watching, as usual. If you haven't already, please subscribe now and encourage others to watch my lunacy.